This is Luff-in Regatta number 4, Coronado Yacht Club. We missed the first race. We had a lot of goals today. Our long-term schedule right now is third week of January. We're going to Long Beach. A bunch of us going to Long Beach to race Sabots in the North Series. Lowell North Series starting. Big goal. We're starting to we've got a goal of 1,000 accelerations before Sabot Nationals next year. But and Luff-ins are good because they're low pressure. They don't come with any pressure. Here's Ronan. This is A and B fleet together. Here's Poppy. He should have let her cross. No, never mind. That was actually perfectly done. Okay, there's Clara Stewart, 101.53. Parker, 103.44, using a Mylar sail. Little same sail shape, just a little different material that lasts a little longer. Ronan doing his game plan. He likes the right. He's quite good. And Poppy did look at that main. The JR4, a little bit over trimmed at times, but very good in the puff, right? Yeah. The leading edge of her sail just looks outstanding, and then in the light spots she can just wait a second and then ease a little. There's more wind ahead. She doesn't see it really, but she's about to get a big puff. Very nice tack. Plenty tight on the main sheet now. That's good. In the past she would have been easing in those puffs a little too much. There we go. We're working on starting. We talked about making changes. Luff-ins especially, after 2 races, if things are not going well, you're going to change your lee board, your outhaul, and your technique. You're gonna sail the boat a little differently. You might, usually for most kids, it's press a little more, go a little lower than they're trying to go. Not for every one of them. But if we're not doing well, make a lot of changes, 3 or 4. Lee board, outhaul, sit more forward usually. Change your technique, or how you're trimming your main, how you're steering the boat to the wind just a little bit. And it looks like that left is going quite well. Poppy feeling to lure just that fraction. That's what we do in a Naples Sabot. Put the lee board a little deeper, just with a tiny bit of leeward heel. Yep, this is the C1 fleet. So yeah, we talked about making big changes. Small changes if you're doing well, and starting. The C1 fleet is quite competitive. It's quite hard to get out of the C1 fleet because you have to win 2 one-day regattas or 1 two-day regatta, and this is a tiny C1 regatta. We usually have 3 times more boats than this, and you have to win to move up. Here's Vlad, 10076. 1 boat over. Oh, whoa, is he gonna make it? Good tacks, but I would have waited longer before pulling off that tack. No problem, dude. I like that stuff. There's Duncan at the unfavored end ripping it. See, that's good. Evelyn Grubb, somebody from a different yacht club, helping others out. Look at Duncan, 9419, ripping it out of there. Very good. If you don't get a good start on starboard, you got to rip it out of there on port. Beautiful day. These guys have the banks too tight. Too tight. Looser. Looser. See, that one is looser than Poppy. The leech is looser. Poppy's leech is hooking. And look at his is a little too loose. He has a little too much twist, but he could. These guys are all going too low. He could get over trim. Yeah, that's way too much twist. Yeah, so the current is very, very, very strong here. You can see there's a wake coming off the back of their boat. So that's making that upwind leg. So that's pinchers. People that are pinchers get really beat up in adverse current. That's what we're in right now. Look how far we've drifted already in 30 seconds. That's 3 3.5 boat lengths in 30 seconds. Each upwind leg is taking 4 minutes. So that's 8. 8 times 3, 24 boat lengths. Every boat length takes like 5 seconds. So it's well over a minute. It's over a minute longer. Maybe a boat length every 4 seconds. 24 times 4, so that's over a minute longer for every upwind leg. There we go. That's how much we've drifted in a minute and a half. Yep. And so how does that affect the race? It makes the upwind legs longer, it makes the downwind legs shorter, it makes the starting could be potentially more difficult. But it usually makes the starting better because you can keep your boat moving and hold position. If you stop sailing, you're now going with the current at whatever the current is going. Right now it's going at 0.8 knots. And so as soon as you stop, you're going towards the leeward mark at 0.8 knots. You're going away from the starting line. So it helps starting a little as long as the pin end's not too favored. Coming up on race 3, a little bit of light wind here. For starting, you have to know what's going to happen. A little more wind there. Good angle on the cruising boat. Pin end is favored. You can grab on. You got Poppy down there, 10022, not being quite so aggressive as she was last night. 10116, we've changed him a lot. So he's got an almond sail, which is a very straight leached sail. And it doesn't hook very much. So you have to sail with the outhaul eased a little more. Cunningham eased a little more than most. You got to sail with the Traveler slightly down with a tighter sheet. Otherwise you cannot get the flat leech to get any shape to it. Barker, nice job. Pin end was not favored by much, if at all. Poppy looking very good. I was teaching Poppy about how to change the power in her boat with the tiller. Go a little higher and the boat will flatten out because you're cutting into the wind more. Or press down a little and wiggle her leeward telltale. We call it a check down. Turn the bow down, let the leeward telltale wiggle, get a little more power, see that? And then you climb up from there. See how she's steering well, looking over her shoulder? You have to practice that. You have to practice looking over your shoulder so you can keep the boat moving. And right now she's kind of desperate to tack. That was perfect. The other boat tacked. She went a little further. Didn't do too much on the tack. Nice duck. Nice duck. Ronan did a little better. Stayed up slow, and now he'll speed up. He just made his gap bigger there by he pointed, instead of going way down, he just slowed down by going up. And that keeps you closer to the next puff coming down the course. Just ducked him later, just did a delayed duck, and now he's got this huge gap between them. Looking at the A and B fleet, looks like the right side looks pretty even. Neither side was really better. These guys are over here. There's Vlad, had a great first start. There's Brendan, won that race by a mile. He's fouling his buddy. 10145 is fouling. Wow, he just did 2 sound signals. So but you don't care about that. You look back, you see the X flag. So if you're a C2, C3, the X flag just went down. I don't know if you saw that flag, white flag with a blue cross in it. And that meant somebody was over early. And then as soon as everybody was clear, he drops it. If he doesn't drop the flag, that means somebody's still over. very light up there and very right. So they did not move the marks. And I'm okay with that because these are kids. And if the wind shifts 5 degrees, they don't detect anything. But the wind has shifted 30 degrees. You're almost laying the weather mark. But the kids learn things like the long tack. Things for kids have to be more extreme than the whiteboard with a black pen and the black arrow. You know, we think the kids are learning a ton at this age from that. They're not learning nothing. If it only shifts 5 degrees and the marks are only 5 degrees off, they don't really learn. They need to learn. I learned that lesson from a woman named Betsy Allison, one of the most skilled women sailors of my generation. World class. And she taught me that. They don't learn anything at this age unless it's kind of an extreme example. So we asked Elliot just to trim a little tighter upwind, just 2 inches tighter at times. Obviously he needs to sit forward. Now look at Brendan's her base. Just sails by feel. Really nice little start. Yeah, see guys, just sailing by feel. Sails by watching the other boats a little. Oh, these guys are gone. Riker. Vlad, oh Vlad, that's hooked, dude. If you're watching this video, remember, we talk about that all the time. You have a habit of wanting to squeeze blood out of these little things. They are laying the weather mark. Yeah, they should be, yeah. Oh, it looks like we got Duncan going better this race, 9419.